welcome back to another vlog. It's Tuesday morning. Today is very much a sorting, organising. I don't think you could quite call it nesting yet because, I mean, maybe it does fall into that category. Basically, as you'll have just seen, we're back in our bedroom. We're finally back in the bedroom. So you got a little sneak peek there. I'm not going to do a full, I do want to do a full video showing you the room because I'm just so happy with it. I'm so happy with the colour we went with. Yeah. So I'm going to do that for a separate video once a couple of other things have arrived. We still need a blind. I still need to get some new bedding and a couple of bits. So I'm going to do all that once it's finished. But for now, what that means is that this room, which was my old office, let me put a picture in here actually. I love this room so much. And I mean, when we moved in, it was actually a nursery. I switched it to my office. And yeah, now it's going to become a nursery again. So basically a lot of my stuff is still in here that I need to go through. I've got so many books. I don't know how I've accumulated so many books. And yeah, just need to get all of my stuff out of here, move it into the new bedroom or upstairs to make way to make this into our little boy's nursery, our little boy's bedroom, which I mean, he's not going to be in for earliest 6 months, probably longer. But just, you know, we have the time now. I thought, let's get the space done. Annoyingly, when we moved in, the walls were pretty much this colour. And I think we're going back to this. This is just one that I picked up in B&Q. It's a Valspar paint in the shade Summer Valley. And it's a really nice warm green. The only thing with this bedroom is that it's actually south facing. So I need to probably go for something that's a little bit more balancing. But yeah, I think we're going to go green with the nursery basically. And thankfully, this bedroom, because we had already like pre-decorated it, the floor's done, it's going to be a much quicker job. So yeah, basically today I'm going to bring you along for a day of organising. Also as part of this vlog, I thought I could share a couple of things that I've done in the past few months that are making my life easier from like a organisation level and just how I manage things to just help your life feel less chaotic and more calm. I basically realised that just how I was doing certain things led to more overwhelm, whereas actually I didn't need to feel like that. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go through everything. I'm probably gonna have to be a little bit brutal with some of these books because the piles are stacking up, but I don't know what it is about books. I'm very streamlined with other things. I can easily let go of stuff. But I'm a book hoarder. I think it's because I really love the idea of having like my own home library one day. But the reality is, and the likelihood is, we're going to be staying here for quite a while. And it's not the biggest house, and obviously we have a new occupant coming. I have also just realised I have these really nice diaries here from Papier that I forgot about because obviously I moved out of this. I mean, this is a notebook, so I can use that. I might actually use this as a notebook for the baby because I mean it's got all the greens in. We want a green nursery. So that might look quite nice and be a nice way to just like document life, like motherhood, his development, things like that. But then there's also this really gorgeous 2025 diary. And annoyingly it's got my initials in the middle, otherwise I'd see if anyone wanted it. Maybe someone will still want it. I don't know. Anyway, this is the thing. I need to go through everything. I'm going to put these books into categories because they're the ones in my office. A lot of them are non-fiction. So things like yoga, more businessy related ones, and then like general well-being. And then I can streamline it down from there. At least then if I have categories, I think it'll make it easier to see which ones I want to keep as part of that rather than just getting rid of things willy-nilly. I think I might struggle to part ways with some of these books because I've not fully read them, or some of them are the kind where you could dip back in and out of them. Oh, I don't know. What do you guys do with, do you have a system with books? Because it is the one thing where I really don't, and I've accumulated a lot, and I'm wondering whether, I mean, it's just too many. I've got one brain. I've just found this. You guys know that I'm always journaling, but one thing, this is a travel journal and I've just never really used it, and actually that would be a lovely thing to use. I've had that for a long time. It's from the Rifle Paper Company. Is it called Rifle Paper? Yeah. So maybe, will I use that? Will I genuinely use that? It's hard to know, but it's also beautiful and I don't want to get rid of it. I'll pop it in the maybe pile. I've got a lot of yoga ones which are just easy because it's kind of, I need them so I can refer back to them. So I can keep them and put them in a separate place. These are 3 that were like as part of my training that I do come back to. And I kind of see in the future teaching yoga and doing more community-based things. Basically, it's a very long-term goal, the yoga stuff. So they are definitely staying, but they can go upstairs in my new little office space. And then I've also just got some random books. Like, I think that both of these were gifts. I've got a Wild Swimmer's Guide and also a Wild Guide, Adventures in the Peak District, Midlands, Cotswolds, and Wye Valley. This is actually, this is a good one because this year I really want us as a family to just explore more of the local area, and I think obviously having a baby, once we're kind of out of the 4th trimester, it's going to be a really lovely thing to do that we can do together. So I'm going to keep this actually, but I'm going to make it more visible and put it downstairs with the rest of our books. I've also got this one which I haven't read, but I think I'm going to put this on my bedside table. I've just reminded myself of it. It's Rewild Yourself by Simon Barnes. 23 spellbinding ways to make nature more visible. And I think that this time of year, it's going to be a really lovely one to flick through, and it's just got, like, it's quite big text. It's going to be an easy read just to sort of pick up and feel inspired by, so I might put that on my bedside table. Welcome to another corner. So I bought this from IKEA with the intention of upcycling it. Did I upcycle it? No. So it stayed like this for the whole time. I haven't actually thought about what to do with this because basically in here, as I will show you, I might as well just open it now, is quite random bits. It's like paperwork and stuff. So I just need to, and then a lot of old journals. This is the thing, I'm quite sentimental about these things, but then I'm also like, when am I realistically going to look back? But then things that I've kept from my childhood, like when I look, it's so interesting. I've got this book where basically on any school trip that I would go on, I was always the person that was taking pictures and trying to like document things, which I think, given what I do now, is very interesting how far back that goes. The only issue is that I have quite a lot. So that's what I'm thinking, I can go through them and like skim that down. Jay is now helping me with all of the organisation and just like general cleaning and getting the house back together. So he's upstairs currently hoovering our, what is basically now a spare bedroom / office. I'm pretty much finished in here. I've organised everything. I've managed to condense down all of my memorabilia and bits into, I'll just show you like this one box, which is amazing. Really good progress, so things aren't just everywhere. And I've also organised all of my jewellery because a lot of the stuff from our main bedroom came into here when we were decorating, so I only took a couple of pieces upstairs with me. And I was using this for quite a while, just this like necklace holder. But I realised actually, obviously, when your jewellery is exposed to air, I mean, I think that this is the case, it can tarnish quicker and it's just not a good way to look after like nice necklaces. So I'm going to take that to the charity shop, and then I've got a little system set up. This is inside our new wardrobe. I've basically put like little travel pouches at the top. I've put all of my necklaces in here for now, which isn't great because, yeah, I need to find a way to sort of store these, but it's better than them hanging up and they can just live in there for a little bit. And then I've got all of my other jewellery in here. So I've got kind of seasonal or silver pieces in here, bigger gold earrings, smaller huggies and hoops in this one. In here, I've got things like the bracelet that I wore on my wedding day and just like sentimental pieces. So I've managed to condense it down into that, and then yeah, I can just stack that on top, which is very satisfying. I still haven't organised in here, obviously, and there's no clothes yet. But I was thinking if I have shorter clothes on this side, it means that this can stay in here and yeah, just be easy and accessible. I've come to our top room, which we've been staying in since early November, maybe even late October actually, when we started doing our main bedroom. And as I said, this is where I will be working now, where we'll have guest stay. So we just need to basically sort it out. I say show you before, Jay's already made really good progress. We have these IKEA drawers, which we've had here. Well, we've had these for years actually. When we lived in Lincoln, we brought them from there. It was a temporary solution, but actually we've got some wooden drawers that are a lot nicer, which we're going to replace these with. Jay's going to take these to the shed and kind of use them as storage for there. So all is not lost. Over here, in this little corner, this is like my yoga bits. Again, I need to kind of just make this look nicer. A job that's been on my list for years is to just get a pot that actually fits this. So before the baby comes, I'm going to do that. And then this is my new little desk space, which again, it needs organising, sorting out. I've got a shelf that I want to have up here and a couple of pictures. And yeah, the stuff's just accumulated because obviously we were a room down. I also need to figure out, so basically the plug socket is behind the plant. Obviously this is troubling me. I'd like it to look a lot neater, so need to figure out how we're going to do that. But yeah, I'm very excited to start getting this room sorted. And then if you remember, if you've watched my vlogs regularly, we had our roof done back in September. And then we had someone come out and plaster around the new window. So something else that we want to do over the next few weeks, months, is get the wall paint, which is little green rolling fog. I think we're just going to get it colour matched because obviously it's just for the ceiling, and then paint the ceiling in the same colour. So yeah, everything's a little bit more cohesive. And then the long-term plan up here, might as well just share all the plans while I'm up here, is to have doors put in here. But it's not essential, and the curtains are fine for now. They don't look great, but it is what it is. And all of our clothes are actually behind there, so that's another thing that we'll organise. And yeah, that is where we're up to. Well, I don't know baby's name.
Sorry guys.
Jay just said the baby's name. Obviously I will edit that out. One thing I have noticed is that I keep going to say it, so I'm hesitating before I say, like, it doesn't feel natural to say the baby anymore because we have his name. Jay's made a start, but these drawers are now going to go upstairs. These are the ones I was talking about. I think that we should get some new knobs on these.
Maybe, yeah.
Definitely. They're a little bit smaller, but yeah, they will be good upstairs, and like the wood will look a lot nicer than the IKEA ones that we had. Key that we've not done our walls. Really, we need some nice drawer dividers in here as well. But probably not a priority. Yeah. Well, actually, I know that the size. I've never seen that before. Where was that from?
Snowboarding.
We are having a little break and making some lunch. To be honest, we've actually done most of it. New drawers are upstairs. The old drawers we've actually decided to put on Facebook Marketplace because Jay can't use them. Also, this is another job I don't think I've shown in the vlog, painting the stair. Everything is coming together. I've got soup on the pan, on the hob. Then I'm going to share with you those other like organisational things that I was speaking about that are making a real big difference and yeah, making me feel good.
And underwear. They're the only leggings I own now, and
lunch was lovely, just had a relaxing half an hour, and I thought before I kind of get on with the afternoon I would just chat to you about a couple of little things that I've changed probably within the space of the last year, that just help me feel calmer day to day. And like, I've not got these never ending to-do lists. One of them that I think is actually maybe a bit controversial. I didn't realise until I was speaking to people about it, and they were like, you do what? But basically, my friend does this, and I think she's done it for years. I don't know why I didn't think about doing it, but it makes so much sense, because I'm the type of person where I struggle to reply to WhatsApps. I find messages overwhelming. If someone messages me and it goes to, like, it's not a WhatsApp, chances are I'm just not going to see it and I don't reply, and I don't know. I kind of check out of it quite quickly. When I go into WhatsApp, I've not got this list of conversations that feels overwhelming. I've just got the ones that I either need to reply to or they have something in there that I need to remember. And it just it helps my brain, it makes me feel happy and less overwhelmed. And also, if I've got like a spare 5 minutes, I'm much more likely to go in here and actually reply to people because I know what I need to do. Otherwise, I just end up feeling overwhelmed. So archiving chats in WhatsApp is my first one. Similar to that, I now do the exact same thing with email. This is a fairly new habit that I'm still trying to incorporate. It's reminding me I really need to sit down and actually go through my emails, because I'm up to maybe about 12 in my actual inbox. But basically, instead of having this huge inbox with emails, I categorise them now, or I get rid of them if I don't need them. So anything that's in my email inbox is something that I need to action, and it just really helps me. Rather than, I know that a lot of this is probably standard that loads of you already do. I wasn't doing this and I just had like hundreds and hundreds of emails. So yeah, all that I've got in here at the minute is collaborations that I'm currently like in talks about or I'm in the middle of, and emails that I need to reply to. And that's it, just those two things. So yeah, my brain's just like, oh yeah, that's way less overwhelming. The final thing, which I have mentioned before quite a lot, is using Notion to plan out my day. So I use both a written diary and Notion. But the thing with Notion is, it's great. It's so easy. Any links that I have can go in there, in terms of like, if you're just, like for example, when I've been looking at things for the bedroom, if I don't want to buy it at that point, or I'm just in the research phase, I can create a place in Notion to put all of those links, so I don't have to then have all of these tabs open. Like, it's little things like that. So in my Notion, for example, I've got a section for the baby's room. So I've linked loads of different things that I think would be nice. I've even linked like a baby thank you card set. And I know that if there's any links that I found or things that I genuinely want or think I might want, all of the links are in there. I plan my days out quite meticulously in here as well. So for example, for today, I've put in morning yoga, morning journal. I've also put my meals that I'm going to have, so all my meals are in here. And then I've got a couple of things. I needed to book a doctor's appointment, so I've done that. I needed to send some results for a collaboration, so I've done that. And then I can tick it off as I go, and it's so satisfying. And I just find, first of all, I don't forget to do things, because if there's anything from the day before, I just bring it back round. And also I'm much more likely to stick to this. So I'll even put in, for example, I've got here movement, Pilates, yoga and yoga nidra in the afternoon. Because that's in there, it's part of my schedule, it's just like, oh yeah, well that's the next step. It just makes my life so much easier. And I'm just finding that I'm way more organised, I'm keeping on top of things, I don't feel overwhelmed by stuff and things to do because it's all mapped out. And what I typically tend to do is on a Sunday evening, I will go through our calendar. Me and Jay have a shared Google calendar. Anything that's already planned out, I will put in here for the week. And then I start to put work in around it and plan around it. So any like pre-scheduled calls, any appointments, just anything that generally, like for example, on Thursday, we've got our antenatal class, I've got therapy, I've got a midwife appointment. So I've already got those 3 things already in there. It's great. It makes my life so much easier. Obviously with Notion, you can have it on your phone as well. So it's something that can be on the go. And yeah, doing those few things has made a world of difference. So I thought I would just share them because it kind of links to this vlog and getting things together, getting my ish together. I was saying to Jay this morning, it's so nice. I just feel so much calmer, like seeing things pieced together around us, doing those clear outs, and really just continuing to work towards living a life as minimal as possible, whilst also being a bit of a sentimental gal. Like, there's a balance, and I do feel better when I just don't have as much stuff. That is the simple truth of it. And yeah. Anyway, this afternoon I've got a couple of work bits to do, so I think I'm gonna make myself a hot chocolate, sit down and do that. I've got a lot of planning that I need to do for just some like Instagram content and things. I've got a call tomorrow with a client who I'm actually handing over some of their work to someone that I know from like a mini maternity leave. And yeah, I'm just organising all that. It's quite a bit later now, you can probably tell by how dark it is. The little corner's looking so good. It looks so much nicer with that chest of drawers there. Put on a little candle. This is also, so like this side of this room is my new office space, and also where I'll be like practicing yoga, that kind of thing. And I feel really lucky to just have, like, to be able to still have this. I am now gonna do some emails, reply to a couple of comments, and then actually I'm gonna make a start on my 2025 vision board. As you guys know, I don't rush ahead with all of the actionable goals, but I do have a word for the year, which is presence. And I'd really like my vision board this year to be less about goals in terms of like, you know, big things that, I mean, let me try and think of a goal last year. Like, a goal I had last year was to grow my Substack to a certain amount of numbers. They are not the kind of goals or intentions that I will have this year. This year for me, it's much more about experiences and how I want to feel, reminding myself of that kind of thing. In terms of finding images, I always use Pinterest, and I actually create a separate board for each year. So I had one for 2024, and then obviously I'll create a new 2025 one with just images that kind of represent how I want the year to look and feel. And yeah, I'm actually gonna sign this vlog off here because I feel like I've filmed a lot today. Thank you for spending like an organisation day with me. There's going to be a lot more of this if you are interested in, like, I guess nesting, house stuff. Yeah, let me know. It's going to be something that I continue to do like over the next coming weeks, months. Obviously redecorating the nursery in next week's vlog, or when the bedroom's finished, I've got the blind, I will share that because I'm really excited for that. And I also might do a bit of a house tour as well. Anyway, let me know what you want to see from me, basically. Because I just, when it comes to YouTube, I just very much kind of, there's no strategy behind it, which is probably not ideal, but I really just enjoy coming on here, showing up, showing you a random day in the week, and then editing it together. Like, that's kind of what I do without any sort of, I mean, there is intention behind it. It's kind of just sharing my life, the reality of it. But yeah, if there's anything specifically that you'd like to see in vlogs, do let me know because that would be helpful. And yeah, I will see you in next Sunday's video. Bye.